What is up, everybody? Welcome into this bonus edition of Flippin Bats. This week in Shohei Ohtani news, we got a lot to talk about. It was another great week for Shohei because, of course, it was. So let's get to it.
It's a blowout. 8th inning, 10-3. Bases are loaded for Verlander, who waits on a 3-0 pitch. He swings, and it's a high fly ball, deep center field. It is gone! Home run! And a huge bat flip to celebrate. All right, Ben, start the show already.
Alex, it's another Tuesday, meaning it's another chance to put on the old stinky shirt and talk about Shohei.
I mean, it has been a hell of a start to the season for Shohei Ohtani. He was both of our players of the month for the start of the season. And everything he does, it just keeps getting better.
It really does. So, you know what Tuesday means. It's time for my favorite segment. This week in Shohei Ohtani news, I'm going to talk about his roller coaster outing on the mound the other day, his offense almost hitting for the cycle, and why I believe Shohei Ohtani might be the greatest player on Sunday to ever exist in history. I'll explain in a minute. But let's start with his outing on the mound against the Oakland Athletics, who Shohei this year has been arguably, up to that point, the best pitcher in the game of baseball, and had hardly given up a run, hadn't given up more than 3 hits in a game, still hasn't given up more than 3 hits in a game even after that one. But the outing was crazy because the first 3 innings on the mound, Shohei was dominant. And I say this, I've been saying this most every time he starts this year. I'm just waiting for a game where he's dominant from the very beginning. And this was it. And when you see Shohei dominant and getting through and out of the first 1 or 2 innings clean, you kind of know he's just going to dominate. So he got through those innings and looked awesome. And then came the 4th inning. And the 4th inning is where everything kind of fell apart or seemed to fall apart. Shohei hadn't given up a home run in a game since middle of last year, basically. That's how crazy it had been. He also had 35 consecutive scoreless innings at Angel Stadium. He was also playing the A's, who it seemed like Shohei got through a couple of good innings. Shohei's now going to absolutely dominate this lineup. Well, they got to him. And credit to the Oakland A's lineup for attacking him and getting after him. They hit not just one. His homerless streak came to an end, or his streak of not giving up a home run came to an end. And then 2 batters later, another guy hit a home run. So he gave up 2 home runs in that inning, gave up all of his runs in that inning. 5 runs came. But ultimately, what ended up happening after that crazy inning where he walked guys, he hit guys, he couldn't find the zone, he gave up homers, he gave up hard hit doubles. What ended up happening is he went back out, he got out of the inning, went back out, and threw a dominant 5th and 6th inning. So I said it was a roller coaster of an outing. I meant it was a roller coaster of an outing. Ultimately ended up being 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and gave up those 2 homers. So it was good to see him go back out there and dominate the way he did. And Shohei had to say this about his start on the mound. The first 3 innings, it was probably the best I have felt all year long. The 4th inning was regrettable, but I felt really good coming back out for the 5th and 6th innings and shutting it down. I'm going to use this as a learning experience. Because of course he is. Anything that Shohei doesn't do that's perfect, you feel like he never does it again, honestly. And this start was a good example of that, but ended up having his worst start of the year, but damage control was huge in that start. So that was on the pitching side of things. Offensively, Alex, was special, to say the least. Shohei Ohtani, in that game on Thursday, missed the cycle by only the home run and by a couple of feet. And he was doing it in order. It was almost the natural cycle. He singled, then he doubled, then he tripled, and he needed everything to go right to get one final at bat. He wasn't guaranteed an at bat in that last inning. Needed somebody to get on base, and it happened. So you knew Shohei was going to get one chance at hitting a home run to hit for the cycle, which I can't tell you how many records we would be clamoring on about if Shohei hit for the cycle and started the game on the mound. But just trust me, it hasn't happened. Starting a game on the mound and hitting for the cycle. Anyway, he comes up that last at bat, and I'm locked in thinking, I really think Shohei's probably going to do this. He's at least going to give it a good effort. And he hits an absolute towering moonshot to center field. Guy runs back onto the warning track, catches it, and ends up crashing into the wall. So he came up just a couple feet short of starting the game on the mound and hitting for the cycle. Truly remarkable, Alex.
Oh, it was incredible. And he said after the game that I actually felt the best I've felt all year at the plate.
That's great.
So that's great, too. And you mentioned there would have been some records if he were to do it. He would have been the first player since 1888 to hit for the cycle and pitch in the same game, which is crazy. And that was the same.
I forget the name of that guy. It was in 1888, so
yeah.
It's not exact. I forgot. We hung out once, but forgot the name of him. But I believe he was pitching for the White Stockings. And from my recollection, yeah, okay, I did. I have it. His name's Jimmy Ryan. And he pitched and hit for the cycle, but he started the game in center field.
Okay.
He was the starting center fielder, and the game ended up ending 21-17 was the score. So I imagine they just needed somebody to pitch. Yep. And they're like, Jimmy, come on in here. And they brought in old Jimmy Ryan to pitch. So I imagine that if Shohei hit for the cycle, he would be the first player ever in history to start on the mound and to hit for the cycle. But aside from that, he still became the first MLB player since 1923 to strike out 8 batters and also hit a single, double, and a triple in the same game. 100 years since that has happened. I mean, it's remarkable. So I would say a good day on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
A lot to learn from on the pitching side, and he said he felt the best he's felt all year at the plate.
And another fun stat here, Ohtani has allowed just a 102 opponent batting average this year, even after that tough 4th inning, and that's the lowest in a pitcher's first 6 starts of a year since at least 1916. That was a Sarah Langs.
Jeez.
Fun fact.
He only gave up 3 hits on the day. He was just kind of lost the zone there for a bit and then gave up some hard contact.
Not bad. His ERA went from 0.64 to 1.85 after that. So not a huge jump.
Yeah. So aside from that 4th inning, he was dominant. Not a great 4th inning, and a great day at the plate. And it all led up to his past week, Alex, led up to Sunday. Now, let's flash back to last Sunday, where we were meeting about the show, and I said, well, it's Sunday. Shohei's going to hit a homer. To later in that day when Shohei hit a homer. To this past Sunday when, of course, Shohei homered on Sunday. I've been barking up a tree about this for over a year now. On Sundays, Shohei hits homers. That's what happens. It never fails. So I really did some digging into this, and our great researchers here helped me out with some research. But I truly believe that there's never been a better baseball player on planet Earth on Sundays than Shohei. And these stats are a little skewed because, yes, he pitches and hits. But then on Sundays, Shohei, being one of the greatest of all time, gets even better. So just listen to this. Sundays this season.
Okay.
He's batting .316 with an OPS over 1,300 and 4 homers. Every other day of the week this year, still good, but .289 and .809 OPS and 3 homers. That's Monday through Saturday, 3 homers. Sundays only are his 4 homers. It's insane.
So he likes day games.
Loves day games.
Loves day games.
Yes, seriously. And in his career, so I was thinking not just this year, in his career, Sundays in his career, he's batting .284 with a .971 OPS. Mondays through Saturday in his entire career, .266 with an .871 OPS. Now, the homer numbers doesn't do it justice because it's a lot more time Monday through Saturday. but 25 career home runs on Sundays, 109 Mondays through Saturdays. So almost
still a great
quarter
percentage.
of his homers are coming on one day of the week. So there, I said it. Shohei is the greatest baseball player to ever exist on Sundays. And probably pretty much every other day as well. But another great week for Shohei, Alex. Really sent me on a roller coaster of emotions on that Thursday game. Really the ultimate roller coaster. It was like, this is going better than imaginable, to this is going really poorly, to okay, well, Shohei's about to hit for the cycle.
But like in true Shohei fashion, even after he said, I gave up those 5 runs, I still felt pretty good pitching-wise. Overall, it was a good day. And it was.
And it was big of him and for his team to go out there and pitch that 5th and 6th inning. Got through 6 innings. And guess what? His team won the game.
Yeah.
So good for Shohei. Another great week. And Sundays, if you don't watch Shohei on Sundays, turn on your TV, turn on the radio, make it happen, listen to him. So another great week for This Week in Shohei Ohtani News, because it was another great week for Shohei himself. Thank you all for listening to this bonus edition, which is This Week in Shohei Ohtani News. Make sure you check out tomorrow. We got a great guest joining us tomorrow on Flippin Bats. You will not want to miss that one. It is Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. You can't miss it. Make sure you check it out. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. We're also on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you can watch every single episode as well on YouTube at Flippin Bats Pod for all of them. What a blast. Thank you all for listening. Here's to another good week for Shohei Ohtani. Until tomorrow, this has been another episode of Flippin Bats.